1.6 the year before. What that amounts to, so because it's too big a number. Look, I'm an engineer and I like to work with numbers, but I get lost in this. So put it in other context. That deficit causes the federal government every day, they have to borrow $4 billion every day. Now let's make sure we can put this in the right context. To operate the state of West Virginia with its higher ed, Marshall, WVU, and all our secondary education systems in 55 counties, our health systems, our state police, everything but highways, our healthcare work, all that. We can operate an entire year on $4 billion. Every day, Washington is borrowing that money and passing that obligation on to our children and grandchildren. That's why it's important for all of us. Is they're going to be painful cuts. No one likes making them cuts, but we're going to have to find a way that it doesn't hurt. In a way that we can protect our children and grandchildren into the future. Because right now, we're not showing, the Congress in the past has not shown the discipline, and they pass it on to people. They say our kids will take care of it. I'll tell you, folks, it's not going to be easy. And if it were, it probably would have been done before. But bear with us right now as we try to work our way through it so that we can make the savings on it, so that we can pass. But we've got to get their spending. I don't want us borrowing $4 billion every day. $4 billion every day. Now, there are a whole series. We got slides. We got all kinds of things. I'd like to show you that clock issue over there. These are some things that we talked about. All of those up on that chart there and on this chart down here. These have to do with Obamacare. These are all the things that were introduced when we adopted the Affordable Health Care Plan. It shows these are the new regulations that came in place with that health care bill. So you can imagine how complicated it is. And some of them are already starting to cause some issues with it. But folks, there's something happening. There's a change. There's a cultural, almost a seismic shift going on in Washington right now. I'm glad to be part of. Because if you go back into January and February, the president, if you remember, they all talked about at the State of the Union, we're going to raise, they were talking about, go back to that State of the Union address. $6 trillion more in taxes, $7 trillion more in spending. Now fast forward to today. And look what's happened. People have started to become aware that we can't keep spending like we were. We've got to get things under control. But importantly as well, we've got to get our people jobs. It is crippling us when we have all the expenses that we're putting out, but our people need jobs in the private sector. So one of the things you need to address as a businessman, and many of you are businessmen, I know, I can recognize you out there. If you keep spending like this, and the deficit continues to increase as it has, eventually any businessman knows huge taxes are coming. You've got to pay the piper sooner or later. Huge taxes. So what they're doing, they're holding back. They're waiting. They're not trying to create jobs because they're afraid tomorrow there's going to be another new tax levied on them. We're trying to work right now in Congress. We're trying to find a way, and it is interesting when you're talking to so many people from around the country, with all the money that's overseas. Some of our big corporations, these big international global corporations, are sitting on billions of dollars that could be creating jobs back in America. But yet our tax structure is in such a way that it penalizes them to bring that back. So we've got to find a way. That's what we're working our way through. We're having briefings. We're trying to figure out what's going to work to bring them back. So to bring that money back so it creates jobs. And there are a whole series of options we could possibly get into. But there are things like that we know that can help the debt. But as important as just we've got to find ways to stop the spending so we can increase our job climate. But let me a little bit of levity here, if I could, on it. It's just to show you how much government has gotten into our lives. How many years ago Remember, you got your toilet? They told you how much water was getting flushed in your toilet, so instead of flushing once, you have to 2 or 3 times. Then they went to your shower head. They changed your shower head so that you can only get so much water out of your shower head. Now we can't even, after next year, we won't even be able to get an incandescent light bulb. Folks, I don't know about, I don't understand, because I look in, let me get my book out here. I don't know where in this document the Congress has gotten the right to start telling me how much water is in my toilet, how much is coming out of my shower head, and what light bulb I can have in my basement. We've got a lot of issues that we're facing in Washington. I want to start taking some questions here with it. But keep in mind, one of the things that I didn't understand until I got there, that some of the issues that we're talking about. Did you know this? Our population is aging, obviously. I'm part of that. Every day, we have 10,000 more people file for Medicare. Think about the demands that's placing on our healthcare mission in this country. 10,000 people every day are new enrollees, and they all have issues. We have to take care of them. And so we've got to have a program. We've got to make sure that we have a Medicare program that's going to take care of people. It's going to fail now. We all seen the deadline. We know that, 25 years from now or so, it's going to run out of money. We see the issue about Social Security and how important it is that we make sure that Social Security is not. I talked to my son's aides at that peer group. So many of them think there's not going to be Social Security for them. Folks, there is. We're going to have to make changes, whatever that. I don't know what those are yet. But we're going to make sure that people that are paying into Social Security are going to get Social Security. And the people that are on health care are going to get health care. And that was one of the reasons that frankly, it drove on me, was I broke from my party. Because I'm not going to be a rubber stamp for the Republican Party, nor a rubber stamp for the Democrat Party, I think. But when the Ryan budget was passed, when they came up, I thought it was going to hurt the First District of West Virginia. I didn't like what it was doing to our seniors, and I voted no. I didn't like the fact that it didn't have a balanced budget provision in it. And I'm a strong advocate. I've sponsored one of the pieces of legislation in Washington to have a balanced budget. And he didn't balance his budget until 2040. I don't know, folks, about you. I'd like to see a balanced budget again. And I don't know that I'll see 2040. But I think America deserves to have that. And so we're trying to work ways to get our budget balanced again. We did it in 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002. Since that time, we've been on a spending binge. And now you see the problem. So we've got to get back to where we're balancing our budget again. But with that, let me try to take some of your questions.